Commercials. They've shaped our culture, influenced our trends, and even changed how we see the world. But what people don't often realize is just how insanely expensive these commercials are. Take the 2005 Sony Bravia ad. They dropped 250 bouncy balls down the street of San Francisco. It cost over $2 million to pull this off, and people are still finding balls in their backyards to this day. Now, if you watched my video where I created an AI music video using only AI tools, you'll know that the technology has improved massively in the past year. So that got me thinking that I could definitely make a professional looking commercial using only AI. But to make things interesting, I'm going to set a limit. I'm going to try and make the whole thing from start to finish for just $50. Can I make an epic commercial with just $50 using AI? Let's find out. So first we need to figure out what type of commercial we actually want to make. And I had this idea for a concept Apple product that could realistically exist in the future. It's called the HeadPod, a pendant that you wear around your neck that projects a glowing holographic orb around your head. Inside the orb will be like a digital interface that the user can interact with, no more looking down and breaking your neck staring at your phone. So my process starts in Sora, and this is where I'll generate some images of the product until I'm happy with the specific design. Once I'm happy with the design, I then need to generate some images of the device in action to visualize how the orb and product will look on the character. And that was pretty simple. I just added the image of the product and entered the prompt, and I got good results straight away. So at this stage, I now know that I could generate an image of a character wearing the product with an orb around the head whilst maintaining the consistency of the product itself. Now I needed to get some inspiration from Apple to see how they showcase their products in their own commercials. I then came across this commercial they did about 8 months ago, and it literally blew my mind. I can't play the whole thing, but it was really just this camera flying through the city, showing different people using the phone. But what got me was the transition between each individual mixed with that fun, energetic style of music that Apple always plays. So now I have an idea in my head as to what the commercial is going to look like. I now need to let ChatGPT know so that it can help me with the prompts for the music and also the shots. So for the music, I used Suno AI's new 4.5 model, which just came out recently. Quick note, I actually generated a whole album using this model, and I published it to every platform. A video for that is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. So I entered the prompt and I started generating some instrumental music to go in the background of the commercial. It took me about less than 10 generations until I picked a song that I was happy with. So we have our music, now let's start working on our visuals. So I grabbed the prompt from ChatGPT and entered them into Sora. So make sure that you're including the image of the pendant in every prompt so that you get consistency of the product. Essentially, the images were just shots of different characters just using the product across the city. I now need to turn these images into videos, and for this we'll be using Higgsfield AI. And if you have not heard of this tool yet, it essentially has pre-built effect templates that you can use to generate your videos. Be sure to check out my deep dive on this on how to use it. Now here's how I used Higgsfield's camera controls and effects features. For the individual shots, I upload the image of the character and then selected a camera control for each generation. The specific camera controls I used were the following: arc left and right, orbit 360, the glam effect, robo arm, and whip pan. Now, when I want to transition between each shot, I use the FPV drone effect, which essentially flies to the next character. So all you need to do now is just repeat this process for the individual characters and the transition shots until you're happy with how they all look. Now, before I show you guys the final product, be sure to stick around because I'm going to give you a breakdown of all of the costs associated. Not bad for someone that's never really made a commercial before. All right, so how much did this all cost? The ChatGPT Plus plan cost $20, and that helped me execute everything, and it let me generate images within Sora. Suno gave me access to the 4.5 model for $10. However, you can generate 10 free songs using the 3.5 model. As for Higgsfield, generations cost 10 credits each time, so I spent about $24 on credits. Now this could have been less expensive, but I was experimenting with other effects and controls to really just get the best output for you guys. So that brings the grand total to $54, which is slightly over the challenge amount, but it was close enough to consider it as a win. But that's it for the video, guys. I hope this one helped you. It was actually really fun to do. Didn't take me long at all, to be quite honest. Maybe like 2 or 3 days just to do the actual commercial and to do this video as well. So it wasn't too bad. If you want to try out Higgsfield yourself, be sure to click on the link in the description below. And I hope it inspires you to create your own. I'm going to leave it there, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.